Game & Watch is one of those matches I haven't seen in a long time, and it's one of those things where it's like, you look at it and, yeah, obviously Game & Watch has answers to everything Palutena has, but it's also like, Palutena's hitboxes are kind of silly, so she can kind of deal with Game & Watch to an extent. Like, Game & Watch can meet Palutena in the air, but Palutena's in the air is disjointed enough where you can play just barely outside of that range, you can counteract afterwards. Also, you have those insane ladder combos, and Link being so light, you can just kind of explode sometimes.
Ploopy said ladder combos. I've got those too. Racks up the equal amount of percent on the return, as Town and City is the start of this set. I'm curious, this is the first time I feel like we've seen Town and City be the opener.
Yeah, definitely very interesting. First of all, I'm surprised this is not a counter pick in this region. But I mean, to each their own, I guess. Oh my goodness, with the Town and City pick coming out in space for a Ploopy early on, the highest ceiling on Town and City going to come in clutch for him right there. Now, the big thing on a stage like this, again, it's going to be the side blast ones are going to be benefiting you a lot. And if there's one bonus that character's going to take, be more reliant on those side blast zone kills, in this matchup specifically, I assume it's going to be Palutena, considering the less traffic, considering the back air, and considering the horizontal combo game going from the left to right side. Especially with these Nair trains, we go off those Town City platforms.
Continuing up. Nothing doing though, with no platform in the center at the moment. Both of these guys playing the frame trapping game, playing the juggle game, and you can see that's where the frame traps come into spades, but Ploopy narrowly missing the punish on the land.
Back up there with that warp, just barely avoiding the ledge trap shenanigans coming out on the part of Ploopy. Dash can challenge that as well. Keep himself safe from this Game & Watch. The up smash coming out there. Kevin, you mentioned earlier, there is no defeating Game & Watch up smash. You cannot challenge that. Even if you have the big shield that says, this is my iframes move, you can't touch me, Game & Watch says, I have one of those too. It's my fat forehead.
Can't find the land right there. Ploopy again prioritizing center stage when it is on these flat, longer stages. Especially important against a character that can keep you in the air as long as you can keep them in the air. Barely missing the dash attack. Well-timed spot dodge keeps Ploopy on the ground.
Now Arkdee looking to amp back up here again. Trying to utilize the different aspects of Palutena's, like the shield in general, the back airs, the dash attacks, to try to open up against this Game & Watch, albeit trying to get those preemptive defensive capabilities. So he's playing at the ledge here as well. Again, we mentioned earlier, textbook Palutena gameplay. When it comes to the ledge here, locking it down perfectly. Dash attacks out of the corner coming out from Ploopy. Just trying to keep the consistent pressure up. But Arkdee has been locking it down consistently and especially utilizing that jump range, that jump height to play around the dastardly killing blows the Game & Watch has at such later percentages, but that roll is going to get caught out by that up smash.
That was a great ledge trap just in general. Throwing the forward air off stage to kind of force Arkdee to feel pressured, even though that's not going to connect. The roll is kind of the natural option, and Ploopy was ready for it.
Now Arkdee looking to get back up there off of that Town City platform. Like I mentioned, that forward air putting in so much work against Palutena, those teleport recoveries in general. Now getting dragged up with the Nair again, covering that aerial space, catching the jump squad of this Palutena. Actually, you're revving up, saying, I'm tired of this Nair, so you know what, I'm going to Nair first. After this big fishbowl to catch you on the back foot every single time. Back away those Nairs again, landing, keeping the extended pressure up. But Arkdee jumping back around, finding their own back air until last like this game number 1.
Platform lands are available while the center one is down, but Ploopy not falling for any sort of movement shenanigans at the moment. Continuing to rack on damage, playing out of shield. Again, that Nair is so negative on landing, even though it looks fairly safe to pressure on shield. There's many characters that you can't use it against, and the Game & Watch, of course, the best out of shield option in the game is one of them. However, if you can find an approaching Nair off of Ploopy missing a whiffed option, that's where you're going to find value. I think Arkdee needs to play bait and punish a little bit more seriously.
Oh, looking to find extra damage here on those up airs. Arkdee looking for a landing here, trying to play around the center stage. The platform's gone. This is Game & Watch City. That's out of the corner. Challenge the Game & Watch up smash. Arkdee has got some absolute gold to make it through that. Trying to find that grab something to get the combo started. A backer coming out to catch that jump away.
That's that bait and punish playstyle I was just talking about. Waiting for Ploopy to throw out an option, because they will throw out an option. They are Game & Watch. But the second that you start approaching aggressively, that's where things get a little bit riskier. So forcing Ploopy into a bad position, that's where you can start pressing the attack. Otherwise, wait for Ploopy to throw out something aggro and then punish for it.
Here, dodging back in, going for the up touch on shield, because why not? You guys should jump in there again. The high jump for there coming in from Arkdee to avoid the back air from Ploopy. Back to the ledge, goes to that immediate warp cancel, not hanging out just fine. Goes for that grab, but Ploopy gonna punish there with the forward air. Wise man once told me, she games, you watch.
I'm not gonna address that. One misgrab caused what ultimately was a great game plan from Arkdee to crumble.
Yeah.
All of the bait and punish was so good. It was a full 180 on that last stock. But unfortunately, trying to punish an option that was safe on land, and Ploopy jumps narrowly in time.
Exactly. As we get back into Talent City, running it all the way back. Now, Kevin, why do you think we go back here on the part of Arkdee, considering the presence of mind Ploopy's had at the ledges here so far?
I think the idea is that if you can get Ploopy off stage or you can keep Ploopy in the corner, your back air kills very early. Your juggle options are still pretty good. Your frame trapping against a character that does not have the best fast falling capability is still very strong. So I think that the stage pick is still theoretically good. I think there's probably just as good stages in other positions as well, but this one allows more time for you to keep Ploopy on the back foot, and I think that's really important against Game & Watch in general.
Landing there that back air early on. Ploopy goes for the high recovery again. Recovering through that nair drag down. Out of the corner there. Again, like you mentioned, the bait and punish gameplay. Now forcing Ploopy to be back on the back foot. With that air dodge back in. And Arkdee has got the grounded game on lock. We'll love to downplay the presence of Palutena on the ground, but Arkdee has been showing up in spades here, especially with those low back airs to catch that roll in the bait and punish gameplay, like you keep mentioning.
The fadeaway was so good. Another reason that Town & City is such a good option. Very long, very flat stage means that if Ploopy wants to approach you with the very poor aerial mobility of Game & Watch, you better hope that Game & Watch is fading back. Otherwise, Arkdee is going to eat you up on the approach.
Dude, Arkdee is feeling confident as ever right now. Not only challenging Game & Watch up smash, which is a crazy feat in and of itself, but going to counter that down air. Coming up perfectly right now. Going to cover the ledge with the down tilt. Going to try to grab there in the normal getup. I can find it just yet. Playing outside of that range, perfectly spacing that dash attack. Not just throwing it out mindlessly, you know? Like, oh, it's invincible. I can throw it out when I want. Like, spacing these moves perfectly outside of the dangerous range of Game & Watch. Arkdee is honed in. So going to speak on it, Kevin.
Moving,
speak on it.
Absolute movement right there. Calling out the jump from Ploopy to take the stock and then just going for a bunch of upbeat cancels. It's so see Ploopy finally finds the first stock back onto Arkdee, but look at this guy doing his freaking taxes, man. Just stone cold in the face.
Arkdee doing a fantastic job now trying to deter an approach from this Game & Watch dash coming out there as well to catch that landing. The counter wrinkle not going to catch, again, another factor, throwing Ploopy for a loop, trying to find anything landing. Dude, that dash attack is the MVP of game number 2, my goodness.
That shield is so good.
Finally.
The juggle. Okay, some return damage from Ploopy. Finally finding some frame trap options, but not punishing the landing optimally. This is the situation that you find yourself in when you're playing on the back foot more often than the front in a game.
And now we talked about the options that Arkdee's baiting out. The whole time Ploopy's been going for up smash to catch the grounded approaches, and Arkdee's been punishing with the dash attack. Now we're seeing Ploopy opt for the down smashes, where now Arkdee's taking more of the approaches instead of going with dash attack for the short hop air, where you can outrange that down smash.
It keeps you a little bit safer. It's smarter to go for that option, fully shielding all of those options, get down to the skittle, but Arkdee unfazed at the moment. And if you were ever questioning that, again, just look at this freaking player cam, man. This guy.
Golly, bro. Barely avoiding the F tilt there, still hanging on just fine. 2 stocks to play with right now. Arkdee still trying to play somewhat cautious. Goes high at the one, goes immediately back down the ledge, avoiding that forward air, not going to challenge it. Nice. Jump in there with the nair as well. Getting back to the touch and just barely goes with a tomahawk grab of a lifetime. Back air isn't going to do it, but getting back, sitting at the back here at the ledge. 9-5 at the back air factory. Going to clock out right now, going to find the forward throw. Isn't going to do it just yet. Down to the take some space. Back air's coming out. They got the dash in there again. And Arkdee is the full embodiment of Palutena right now.
In the wonderful words of iGreg, that's ledge trapping!
Ledge trapping!
That was clinical. That entire game looked like a sermon. It looked like a lecture. Arkdee looking like an attendant to that lecture, yawning at this point. Is it easy for you? It looked like it.
Dude, Arkdee has clocked into their 9-5 at the back air factory. I mean, you talk about, it's literally like, we bring to the essence of bait and punish. It's literally like, if you try to explain to somebody watching this, okay, Arkdee is dash tagging a lot to counteract Ploopy's up smashes. Okay, sure, how do you play around that? Okay, I go for short out back air now, which is the same thing. It's just dash tag, but it's in the air and it goes backwards. That's how you do it. That's how you fight Game & Watch. You force the Game & Watch to be out of their comfort zone.
doing that very, very comfortably right now. Arkdee playing very patient too, happy to drift back and play to the corner until you can find a safe recovery. The platform cancel does make it safe. And understanding that you can't punish a lot of Ploopy shield pressure, just trying to reset. Comfortable to play at the ledges because, again, that aerial mobility, that movement, the physics of Palutena is so superior to that of Game & Watch. You can play around the entirety of the stage. We are switching, though, to small battlefield. I do want to note that.
Yes, definitely a great point here. It's a lot of the different gameplay aspects of Town and City, again, when it comes to the early stocks, the ledge trapping in general from Palutena are pretty much diminished here, but we still have access to those warped ledge cancels on the platform, which is a big aspect when it comes to recovering in general as Palutena here.
Yes, Game & Watch gets some additional damage off of combos. You can get like 40-50% off of platform extensions, but like you said, the safety of platform ledge cancels, I think Arkdee was happy to leave this one open. You don't have as much flatness to the stage to where Ploopy has to worry about landing options, but Arkdee gets a lot of safety too.
Exactly. Now, with the lead here, trying to hang on just fine. The get-up attack barely going through those forward airs. Arkdee just does it so nonchalantly. If I'm going through the minefield that is Game & Watch forward air, I'm sweating bullets. But Arkdee just does it so insanely well. The guys that jump from ledge there again with a nair. We're finding a grab. Finally, you don't want too much off of that. But we look to take a stock here sooner rather than later, especially Palutena with max rage. You do not want to deal with that as Game & Watch.
Finding the recoveries all over the place, the movement with those up Bs, platform cancel or not, just finding the right areas, but Ploopy just hits with the down air, tried and true classic, and Arkdee gets stuffed out at the wrong time.
Now, playing patiently, Ploopy playing a lot more in the center stage focused game plan, opting for those forward airs there, try to deter a dash and approach from Palutena, and now opting again, challenging that with the back air. Like, okay, you can play in the air to avoid my dash attack. Okay, now I can come back and throw those out with the back air. I can use my invincibility hitbox, hang on just fine.
Like Ploopy said, I remember how to do this. Play for center stage, wait for your opponent to do something risky. Now that Arkdee does not have a clear lead, Ploopy does not have to approach as aggro. So we're seeing a lot more evenness, a lot more calmness, and that's the expectation when going to small battlefield, is that there's less volatility. I know that's the name of the block, volatility.
There you go, man. Check out of the corner, though. Ploopy comes back into the nair, into a double up air. Like you mentioned before, those platform extensions definitely going to come in clutch for him. They're coming out as well, throwing up the bacon. But the explosive flame to challenge that. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I really thought that would have connected. That would have been so sick. An unfortunate way to go out the part of Arkdee. Really, that was almost the coolest thing I've ever seen from Palutena ever.
And then it wasn't. And then suddenly he threw away.
It was still pretty cool. The idea was cool, but man, that sucks.
That's tragic. Oh, and continuing the lead. Ploopy taking full advantage. Very momentum-based player this person is. And feeling themselves, it's really, really annoying because they'll do things like that. Run at your face, shielding or not. Arkdee finds the reversal with the up air on the ledge. A great choice, but you have a lot to make up for it.
On the way back in there, utilizing it, trying to temper that. He's on the platform with the nair and stuffing you out with the F smash, finally. And now the tables have turned. Recognizing Arkdee's being a lot less reliant on that dash attack, you're like, oh, you're not going to use your big blue hitbox, the invincibility frame of the dash attack. I'm just going to light you on fire. Big F smash coming out there from Ploopy. Very well played in that game number 3.
At the end of that game, getting hit by the F smash, Arkdee showed the first semblance of emotion I've seen from him this set. Clearly frustrated with how that panned out, and I think we're going to have to see some sort of change when you're on the back foot.
That explosive thing should have worked. I'm looking at that, I'm like, yo, come on, man.
Unlucky.
How about
you, really?
Now, we didn't talk about much about stage last game. How do you feel about this one, Kevin?
Okay. I appreciate you asking.
I always ask you, man. If someone's willing to talk about the stages, I'm going to ask them.
So you have the center platform, which theoretically provides some safety, but it actually just makes the stage very claustrophobic because the center of the lower platform, the main stage, is inaccessible from the air pretty much, which means that you are playing around essentially 3 platforms, the right side, the left side, and the top side. So you are stuffed into a corner where things are harder to land, things are harder to place, and Ploopy should theoretically have a harder time when she's on the back foot. But so far, they have not been.
Exactly, man. You give Game & Watch some momentum regardless of the different precautions you should be taking. You still have such oppressive, aggressive nature when it comes to the aerials, the forward airs, the back airs coming in that huge hitbox. When it comes back down to the defensive gameplay, you come back into landing again. There's always all reliable with that up smash.
I have to imagine that the idea here is that you can continue to keep Ploopy guessing But again, it requires a lead. Arkdee happy to play ledge trapping because you don't have those side platforms to provide any sort of safety for Ploopy to recover to, which means that because Game & Watch's airspeed is so slow, the character is forced to land on the stage. Does not have any additional safety. Arkdee, off of one ledge trap, finds a continuation of advantage into a stock.
Very well played from Arkdee. Again, look to temper that shield there with that dash attack. Not going to get too over aggressive. Tempering again with that nair, but fading back a little bit to stay outside of that range. Not going to get too over aggressive. Finally going to opt for a down throw there, as Ploopy has not been letting you rip with the upside. Finally fight.
Barely.
Just barely. Oh my god. Yo, Arkdee is like, the semblance of getting away from the up smash so consistently has been nuts. Absolutely.
Okay, now we can't seem to approach and
I had to open my mouth. I had to speak.
You eat the fair. The idea is that you want to roll in. You don't want to roll the corner. You want to get back to center. So Ploopy just kind of read out a really good choice from Arkdee. Very, very intelligently so. That was a good read.
Another good read there, catching the air dodge away with that forward air. Up to the bacon to cover that ledge. Arkdee still jumping back in there. Up to the back air as well. Air dodge to avoid a second back air. Back to center stage. The Hollow Bastion platform covering the center stage in spades. Coming in clutch for Arkdee once again. With those down tilts, not going to overextend too much. Tends to jump in once more. Arkdee is fully honed in and trapping this ledge like it's nobody's business.
Okay, no confirm there. Ploopy knows his DI out, but catching the air dodge landing. No side platform for security or mix-up. Ploopy gets eaten alive at the land off of an air dodge read, and Arkdee continues this advantage state with a clean stock lead.
Arkdee looking phenomenal here. The tail end of this game, number 4, getting there in center stage. You know, the auto reticle, bringing the extra pressure here on this Game & Watch. The close thing coming out, extra damage, 70%. Be careful here. Again, around the side of the Hollow Bastion ledge. Game & Watch is going to die around extra 30 to 40%. Again, now the warp can is coming out on that platform to use that extra momentum, catching Ploopy going high with that up air and all the different levels of the Palutena game plan keep to fruition there in that game number 4. So going into game 5 of your Ploopy, you're like, damn, Arkdee's got it figured out. I'm a little shooketh. I'm a little scared.
I have to imagine we're going back to small battlefield. I don't see a better stage for Game & Watch that's going to be available. You don't want to go to a PS2. It's a little bit too long. You're giving Palutena way too much room to run away. Smashville, you bring more claustrophobia. The center platform is a little bit closer to the side ledges, so it gives Game & Watch some safety as well. But ultimately, you're still struggling with a lot of the same things and disadvantage that you were on Hollow Bastion. This is the definition of an explosive stage pick. This is going to be volatile.
Yeah, I think the extra recovery potential is going to matter more for Ploopy here, considering the aggressive momentum that Arkdee's been putting forward in that last game. If you're Arkdee, you want to continue to use this kinetic energy and keep going. Like, yo, I'm going to keep back airing. I'm going to keep the pressure up because I'm feeling myself right now. And Ploopy is looking to put that fire out as quickly as she possibly can.
Trying to make that kinetic energy potential energy, you know?
Hey,
science!
Woo! Good job.
Chemicals, elements, periodic tables.
All right, that's enough.
What?
That's enough. Anyways. Jimming the back from center stage to catch the jump in.
Okay, there's the juggle.
There you go.
But the issue is, because the platform is so high on Smashville, you can't get true combos out of an approaching full hop nair. You have to do like an IDJ nair into a fast fall or a double jump nair if you want to continue out of the platform. So Arkdee actually does not struggle with getting a ton of percentage racked up onto themselves with an approaching nair.
And you think, oh, well, it's going to hurt out too. In reality, Arkdee's not worried about that. Arkdee's got to catch those high recoveries from Ploopy or just find a singular 1 to 2 nairs into a backer to catch a higher approach.
Yeah, the stage pick does not look like it's panning out for Ploopy. Ploopy loves to thrive in kind of like the danger, in the scramble, and yes, Smashville provides you so much scramble potential, but look how safe Arkdee is playing. Arkdee is rarely putting themselves in a position where they're not able to pick any option in their arsenal. They're not holding shield that often, and they're only approaching on their terms. Fantastically approached. And look at this. The dash attack finally sets up something because Ploopy wants the center stage preparation and is not utilizing the top platform at all. Planking underneath, that's the win condition.
There you go. So that auto reticle, not going to challenge Game Watch too much to the ledge. He catch a roll in the back air into the explosive flame. Not too worried about the bucket there. It's going to maybe 15 to 20%. You know, might as well, right? 27%, my bad.
Okay, that's reasonable.
That's fine. Yeah, that's building rage, you know?
Slow approaching with the nair on shield. You can't really punish it with Palutena's bad out of shield options. And Ploopy finding an opening off of it. Again, prioritizing that center stage, giving it up when necessary, never. Holding the center. Only if you miss a ledge trap do you run back to the center.
Well, now playing patiently there, opting for that back air again to catch a landing from this Game & Watch. Ploopy still honing back into up airs. Yeah, and the extended height on those up airs coming in clutch finally, 100%. Waiting at the up smash though. And one till Arkdee get back to ledge immediately. Looking to take the stock soon. Ploopy not going to find anything off. Oh my goodness.
What a crazy sequence of reads right there. Can't really get a kill off of it, but very impressive from Ploopy.
Oh, running back around again. Down throw comes out. Arkdee looking to take a stock soon. One for the up air, but right jump, fade away from Ploopy to not jumping to that ever so slightly. The backers again. Forward throw comes out as well. Arkdee looking to take a stock. Yesterday, do not want to deal with this Game & Watch. Classic scenario. Backer comes out once more. Into explosive flame. A lot more of a dominant bucket. But just throwing it immediately there. If he catches jump with the backer or with this rage Classic scenario, Arkdee is looking in the best position yet.
Yeah, you got to be very careful though. If you lose your stock too early, you're not going to get any of the lead that you need to make Ploopy uncomfortable. And Ploopy does not want to give it up. Finally finds a high nair, but nothing doing.
Oh, gotta be careful here. Goes to the high jump again. Not to worry about those up airs again. At this point, it's a matter of max rage. Dash that coming out into an up air. Extra ladder combo.
Big.
Bada bing, 38%. Looking to find even more. Ploopy not gonna go up and down air. Air dodge back in. Take it slowly but surely. Needs to stock as soon as she possibly can.
There's some panic.
Is staying. The head is on their shoulders. He is not worried.
There's a lot of panic options being thrown out by Ploopy right now. Most of them safe, but the ones that aren't, Arkdee is ready to punish. Still not able to take the stock. Arkdee's going to recover back to ledge. We have a ledge trapping position for Ploopy. Waiting it out, not throwing out a smash attack, which is very smart, but Arkdee held shield anyways. Punished out of it, and Ploopy cannot find anything. 85%. Finally finds the back air to close the stock, and Arkdee is only 2 interactions away from taking it, and that's 1.
We are final stock game number 5. Winner moves on to winner's side. Top 8. Down tilt comes out. Arkdee looking to close it out. Finally gets the upset of the tournament. Down tilt. Waiting for the air dodge. Not going to find it though. Ploopy goes low recovery. Down tilt into back there. And Arkdee finds it. Takes it game 5 over Ploopy. Moves on to winner's side. Top 8.
That's the passion that Arkdee was waiting on. Held in the entire time, used it to fuel himself through the finality of Game 5, lets it all out in an explosive pop-off. Well-deserved. Game plan succeeded. Stage counter pick denied.
Michigan punches their ticket into winner's side. Top 8. Arkdee making it work phenomenally. And I mean, most certainly just so well earned. Again, we talked about earlier in the day where like Arkdee was playing like textbook Palutena. We've gone from textbook to like full like thesis statement, like full in-depth research paper Palutena. We've gone from like focusing